Levels is good. Levels is good. All right. So it's the Urban Therapy People Son Show. I'm your host on 752, aka Omar, with the feeling like a real man should. And I hope y'all feeling like real men and women should as well. Today on the Urban Therapy People Son Show, we starting at 2:00. Well, the only reason we starting at 2:00 today, because I was like, I don't want to start at 1:30. Like, for what? We just finished 4:30 in the wait, no, wait. It was 3:30. 3:30 last night after starting at 1:00. So I'm like, nah. I mean, it's too close. It's too close. It's too close. It was too soon. Not that I slept all that well. I hope y'all slept better than I did. It started off good. It did. It started off going pretty well, and then it just sort of, then it kind of, it went Peter, biggity boogity boogity. But it's all good though. It's all good. We are here and we are in motion. We do this thing, taking all fast lane, no coasting, and everything is going to be all right. We talking about real and authentic ain't the same thing. That's what we talking about today. Authentic and real ain't always the same thing. Now, I mean, they sound the same. And if you look in the dictionary, you're going to find a lot of the same synonyms to describe one or the other. And the two words will be associated with each other. But in terms of from a social standpoint, they're not really the same. You know, you think about somebody who is real and somebody who is authentic. Are we always talking about the same thing? Are we always talking about the same person? When you say somebody is real, what do you think about? Yo, what up, my brother Ansel Jones? Baltimore brothers, chicks can't leave him alone. What's going on, my dude? And also Stacy White holding it down for the D all day, every day. And T Carey, right, morning, noon, and night. It's always great to have my peoples go in there. Right? I said it's always good to have my peoples go in there. Right? What up? And Dimples D's, I see you. I didn't see you at first, but I see you now. And that's the most important thing. When you say that somebody is real, what do you think about? What are some of the first things that come to your mind when you label somebody as being real, or when you say that somebody is being real? What are we talking about? When I think about somebody being real, I'm normally thinking like, first of all, I normally like them. I'm normally thinking that they're kind of unfiltered. When I say that they're real, like I'm thinking like that I'm not going to expect this person to talk different, enhance their words. You know what? Code switching. Like maybe a person knows how to use a vocabulary when they speak or express themselves in a way where they don't necessarily have to code switch. They just know enough words, but they might still be ghetto as ever. Or for me, you can be real even if you are highly educated and whatever. If that's your lane, that's your lane. But I guess the swift and far-reaching changes that a person chooses to make with themselves are normally what I think about when I say somebody isn't real. Like when you don't know what you're getting from somebody every day, that ain't real. But the thing is, if a person is that changeable to whereas they're always reinventing themselves, they're always looking different, they're always doing different things, that could also be their authentic self. Now, is somebody being their authentic self real to you? Yeah, this show is going to be pretty cerebral today. This show is going to be pretty cerebral today. I just hope we can all handle it, including myself, because I'm not going to claim to be an expert on this topic or to know all of the answers. I may have just as many questions as y'all do about what would be the difference between being real and authentic. Let's start talking about, let's start it from this angle. When we start talking about authenticity or something being authentic, we can be talking about an inanimate object. It's authentic. You take one handbag, you take another handbag. Both handbags were made the exact same way with the exact same materials. No difference in the origin, the process, or the materials or ingredients that they were made exactly the same. What would make one authentic and the other one not? Because they are, as far as their contents are concerned, they are exactly the same. No difference. Well, what might make them authentic is the branding. A Gucci bag is only a Gucci bag because of the word Gucci. So you take a bag that was made in a Gucci manufacturing plant, if there is a such thing. You take two bags made the same way, same material, in the same place, by the same either hand maker or the same factory, the same machine, until you put the name Gucci on there, or until you put the name Louis Vuitton or whatever, Coach or whatever. Only one of those bags is going to be authentic, but they're both real. Of course, we may say, but no, the other one, that ain't no real Gucci bag. That ain't no real Coach bag. That ain't no real Louis Vuitton. That ain't no real Michael Kors. That ain't no real this, that, and the third, and the other. Because the branding is what makes it authentic, and it's also, in the minds of some people, is what makes it real. So we use the word real and the word authentic interchangeably, or should I say, we use them synonymously. But are we saying the same things? Are we meaning the same things? Are we? Are we? Huh? So I buy a lot of things online. And one of the things that I buy online, one of the places that I shop online is eBay. Now, I never buy any used things on eBay. I did once. I bought a used item on eBay. I bought a microphone. I bought a microphone on eBay, and I had to send it right back. It was a used microphone. It was a good microphone, good brand. It was a Blue Yeti, the Blue Yeti microphone, which is also the microphone that I use for the telephone calls. And when we were using the webcam to do the shows, when we had the different background and all that, I used to use the Blue Yeti microphone. I only use it for the telephone calls now. I use this good mic right here, this good wireless mic right here, to project to y'all. But I bought the microphone and the microphone wasn't right. It was a used microphone, was a piece of shit. The port that you plug the microphone into was totally missing. I wasn't saying nothing on that microphone, literally. My brother Time is in the house. What's going on, Time? What's good? And also Reason 1024, an official stamp of approval. I hear that. Marvina, Big B, how y'all feeling, man? Good to see y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Just do me that one favor, y'all. Y'all know I ain't gonna hit y'all up for no money. And y'all know I'm not gonna grift or try to sell y'all nothing. Not right now. Not on this show. All I need from y'all is to hit that like button, and me and you will be all right. We all right anyway. But I just need y'all to do me that one little solid, because it helps the channel. The channel needs help. Helps the channel. The channel needs help. Helps the channel. The channel needs help. Yo, jump on it. I said it helps the channel. The channel needs help. Put the like button on your thing, not on the shelf. All you gotta do is push it or press it or tap the screen double times, but no crimes will be committed. If you don't do it, I feel like you shit it on me and I ain't with it. I spit in some of the flyest rhymes you ever heard. Some of them was run of the mill, but I still chill. And I'm going to kill it well. But I'm right now here just to showcase the skill. So we talking about the difference between authentic and real. Yeah, and we going to do that shit from now until about a couple of hours pass by. And I'ma make sure that we always going to get fly. I have been at the top of the key and I'm taking the shot and I'm about to show you what I got. The spot is hot as hell. It's sort of like DMX in 1998 and as well. Nas doing his thing. Nostradamus, yo, I'm going to be like this and eating the hummus. Whoa. Used to eat hummus every day with a couple of pretzels, yeah, and where I stay. Because I'm trying to stay healthier as a horse. And horses ain't always healthy, but of course, I don't want to be sick as a dog. I don't want to be eating everything like I'm a greedy ass hog. I say through the smog, I'm going to emerge and you're going to see me on top of the hill. And I say I'm on the verge of success. But right now, all I need you to hit the like button, not no. All right. So, authentic and real ain't always the same thing. It ain't. It's not. And it doesn't have to be. Marvina says, the older I get, real is precious and rare. Ain't that something? Well, the reason that it might be precious and rare is because of the perspective that we look at it as. I mean, we think about it. What's real to me might not be real to you. The first time I even started thinking about, somebody keeping it real or, real niggas and real this and real that, hip hop gave us that. And now we're stuck with it. It's etched in our minds. It's etched in our hearts. It has become the perspective in which we judge things and the way that we and it has a determination on how we latch on to things. So how many friends do you have that you consider real? Now, some of y'all gonna say, all my friends real. They real. I don't even deal with nobody. I don't deal with nobody who ain't real. I don't deal with you if you ain't real. You ain't got no scales to pay the bills. Max B is the only one that can save hip hop. Then hip hop is going to die a tragic death because he ain't saving shit. How can somebody who was never really on come back and I swear, man, y'all, we got to stop praising rappers for going to jail. We got to stop that shit. That shit is like, so you kill somebody, you beat a body. Well, you didn't really beat it. You do double-digit years in jail. You come home and you on top of the world. Max B is going to save hip-hop. Big Val, he's going to save hip-hop. How's Big Val going to save hip-hop? Please put me on. What Max B records do you know? Because all of his songs were the ones he wrote for Jim Jones. It wasn't him. His writing skills are impeccable. And let me ask you this. Do you consider Max B to be real? With his perm having that? Like, yo, I don't know. He real? So I guess Frenchie got to be real too. I'm mad that I know this shit. Now you ask me about any of these new rappers, I don't know what the baby think. I don't know what I don't be knowing. I don't know none of their songs or whatever. I ain't hating on them, but I'm 55. I can't be turning on the radio listening to that. I can't. Their sound needs to capture me more, capture me better. You said he was innocent. Max had the streets on lock. No studio album, and his impact was fun. To have the streets on lock, you have to have a major presence. He did not have the streets on lock, son. No, he didn't have the streets on lock. Not the streets in New York, not the streets in Jersey, not the streets in Philly, not the streets in Chicago, not the streets on the West Coast. He never had no streets on lock. Hey, you got to have something out there. Okay, let's say he is innocent, was innocent or whatever. There's a difference between being innocent and actually committing a crime. Now, he's innocent of murder, which is evident by him being home. I'm not judging him on that, but somewhere a life is lost and a family is affected by that. You out here robbing niggas. Like you kill a motherfucker in the commission of a robbery? If he had the streets on lock, you gotta rob somebody? You had to rob somebody, my nigga? And you had the streets on lock. Y'all need to change. This is we gotta do better, son. We gotta do better. Tom says I was going out with a couple of friends of mine, and I can sing one of my partners. And wait. A couple of friends of mine. I saw one of my partners. I said, yo, you going to get the clothes out of the car you wearing? That's not with me. That I got some gear. I got some gear for you. Okay. Son, do you know when you go out with the fellas and you are going to be around particular females, you cannot have one bummy brother with. Yeah, I know what you mean, son. But I'm not dressing them. Peace to you for doing that. Like, yo. Peace to you. He said we can't have this bum nigga. You know what I mean? He gonna fuck up our whole crew. We out here clean. This nigga look like he just got off a construction site. You ain't wearing no Carhartt. Nigga, that's the real Carhartt. Nigga got grease stains and shit. You got what you do? Dig a hole today? Got a shovel, nigga? All right. So why don't we praise people that finish college or young entrepreneurs to get a business? What's the first thing we do? We put a brother on a t-shirt and say, free him or no, free yourself. I cannot argue with you on that. I'm not going to argue with you on that. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. Tom says, I have to understand what you are saying before I listen to your music. All right, Devilface says, easy to say that when we're bald. When I had hair, I was the same man. How can you hate on authenticity? Coke Wave, mac and cheese, public domain, live from Africa, all classic free music. First of all, I had hair at one time too, dog. And guess what? I ain't never wear no fucking ponytail. I ain't never think about putting no perm in my hair. And I always was handsome and got mad bitches. And that has never and never will change. That is probably the reason that you looking at me right now. I'm 55 years old. I don't know how old you are, but you sound dumb. But that's besides the point. That's besides the point. I'll tell you like this. Value your hair while you got it, because that shit ain't guaranteed. They got all kinds of shit in the water and the food that'll take that shit away. So if your looks are contingent upon you having hair, that motherfucker look like a punk. I'ma just keep it a buck with you. And I don't think you tough just because you can squeeze a trigger on somebody. You gotta rumble from where I came from. And I will fuck you up. Not you personally, but I'm saying that's where we come from. That's not, it doesn't look like that's where he comes from. Because ain't none of my partners, ain't none of my boys, ain't none of my peoples ever had to stick a gun in nobody's face in order to come up or in order to ride something good or in order to have stacks of cash. Even the ones that sold dope, that's what they did, and they did it at a high level. They ain't have to rob nobody. They ain't catch a, if they was gonna catch a body, it's because the body, the person that they had to catch a body on was infringing upon their real estate. Everybody can't get money in the same place at the same time. And respect is fundamental. You don't understand the game, get out of it. But no, I don't respect nobody who gotta rob somebody in order to have something. So you either get up off your ass, go to school, or if you dropped out of school or whatever, you bust your ass and you got 2 good arms, 2 good legs, and half a brain. Good, use that shit. Work 24 hours if you have to. That's how you feed your family. Nobody praising no motherfucker. How I'ma look praising a motherfucker, you know what I mean? Talking about he real because he went to jail. That's the easiest thing you could do. I could go to jail today. I could do a life sentence today. Easily. Shit, I could do that while we on this show right now. I could get it done. All I got to do is take what I got, bang somebody out there, wait for the cops to come. Yo, this the realest shit. I wonder how many views I'm gonna get on this shit. Get the fuck out of here with that nut ass shit you talking about. You sound crazy. You sound fucking crazy. Now, since we talking about authentic and real ain't always the same thing, this motherfucker is authentically silly. You got it right there. He is authentically silly, misinformed, maybe even a little dumb. And that's real. The fuck out of here. Max B. The only thing that can save hip hop is Max B. He ain't got a platinum plaque, gold, nothing. Yo. Nas just dropped the album. Nas just dropped what, his 17th studio plate. Imagine Nas like, my 17 albums don't hold a candle to that Max B. Jay-Z, let's not get into it. LL, let's not get into it. Any of the pioneers, Run DMC, Houdini, even the fucking Beastie Boys, let's not get into it. All these motherfuckers sold millions. But a motherfucker that ain't even going gold, studio-wise, is going to save hip-hop today. How old is Max B? I don't think he's young enough to save hip-hop. How old is Max B? Get the fuck out of here. This nigga is 47 years old. Yo, nobody talk to this nigga no more. This nigga's silly. This nigga's silly. Don't talk to this. What just happened here? nigga 47 years old. Yo. Oh my God. He said, I guess it's where you're from. I know brothers in LA, your generation and older, who did time for robberies and murders with weapons. We like Max for his music on poverty and women. He all positivity. No, he's not all positivity. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? He is not all positivity. Dude, in order for you to be all positivity, you have to have lived, you gotta live that. You can't just talk about that even in his records. He not talking about all positivity. This motherfucker 47 years old. He an OG. I don't know how old you are, but he ain't no young boy nowhere in front of nobody. You can't be a 40-year-old young boy. He 47. This nigga almost, I'm 55. I thought I was way older than this nigga. What just happened here? How old is Cameron? I think I looked it up before. I think Cameron was born in like 76, 78. Hold on. How old is Cameron? Cam is 49. I'm 6 years older than Cam. So I think him and Mace is saying, how old is Mace? How old is Mace? 50. So I'm 5 years older than Mace. 6 years older than Cam. Well, Cam is about to be 50 because he's an Aquarius. That much I know. These motherfuckers done they shit. They built. Mace was on top of the fucking game. Cameron had the dips. You want to talk about somebody having the streets on lock? Talk about Cam. The dips didn't sell like crazy billions of records, but they street team, they business, they had the liquor popping and all of that shit. They had a whole movement. Max B ain't got no movement. 47 years old. You talking about saving hip hop. Only a 20-year-old can save hip hop. Shit, that's a young man's game. 47 years old, you need to be on an old school hip hop show. I'm real shit. You need to be on an old school hip hop show with like MC Light and Big Daddy Kane and, you know what I mean? Brand Nubian to somebody. Motherfucker, you just coming out with your first plate. 47 years old. I'm just being real with you and authentic. You sound fucking crazy. He did live it. He don't have to rap like Will Smith. I don't like Will Smith. Never did. Ever. No Fresh Prince. I never liked that nigga. He didn't inspire nobody to commit crime. Plenty of people to write and rap though. Okay. All right, dude. Listen, if he's your hero, he's your hero. Just say that. But don't be acting like this motherfucker is like that. Don't be acting like that. I've been rapping since I was fucking 12 years old. I've been around other rappers, real rappers, niggas signed, unsigned, underground, battle rappers, all of that shit. You're not gonna tell me nothing about hip hop. Nothing. Not one little thing. And that's from coast to coast. You're not gonna tell me shit about this industry or this art form. Nothing. There's nothing you can tell me. As a matter of fact, you see the phone number over there, you can call me, we can battle it. I don't give a fuck. You can't tell me about hip hop. And so you're not going to tell me that Max B is going to save shit. I hope he save his money. Because that's what needs to be done. But you sound crazy. You sound crazy. French and Max literally have more views and buzz off new music over anybody out of NY right now outside of ASAP Rocky talking about running for mayor. All right, this conversation is done. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. Shirley Cheryl, the world's most precious and greatest pearl in the world. And my brother from another mother, Norris Hill. Sit back, relax, do your thing, Max, and chill. What's going on, my dude? How y'all feeling, man? Everything good? We had to take a little pit stop. We had to take a little pit stop to talk to a snot nose. I don't know how old he is. I know he don't want to say how old he is. Now, I don't know if that's going to go well. But I bet you one thing. He ain't 47. Not talking that shit. Yo, co-signing a 47-year-old rapper, that's like saying, yo, my dad used to rap. He did, for real. My dad used to rap. Dad, bust a rhyme for him, Dad. Show him that flow you was showing me last night, Dad. Come on, Dad, show him. Cause I told him you used to rap and that you can still rap. Can you show him, Dad? Please, Dad. Dad, please. Well, can I let him listen to one of your tapes? Can I? Can I? Can I? Ah, man. I swear, this show is always a fucking... Woo! My uncles used to rap. He had a record out in 93. My uncle knew Fat Joe. My brother, my older young rappers got nothing to talk about. Nipsey was good. Draco. And you talking about all of that? Dog, this is 2026. Nipsey got banged in 2019. And hip hop, you know how long 7 years is? You know how long 7 years is in hip hop? All right, let me give you a little perspective of how long 7 years in hip hop is. Biggie nor Tupac were in hip hop as long as 7 years. They did not have a 7-year run. They didn't even have a 6-year run. You could say Tupac had a 6-year run if you count in the Digital Underground days, which I don't. I'm only giving him from his first album, which came out in 92, to the time of his death, 4 years. Biggie Smalls, first record in 1993, died in 97, 4 years. 7 years in hip hop is a fucking lifetime. Pac inspired Max B. Quality over quantity. Hip hop, the only genre that's ageist. Now I agree with that, but it's only ageist because of the prime that you need to be in to do the shit that you're going to do in hip hop. The reason why you can't start a career when you are older in hip hop is because there's a certain amount of immaturity that you have in order to grab the crowd. You know, young girls buy records. Niggas don't buy albums, they tape shit. Drag it off the internet. Females will actually pay to see your shit, pay to hear your shit. That's the way it's always been. See, I'm giving you industry insider shit. That's why all record companies used to make their artists do records for the girls. Because all of that, all bitches ain't shit, hoes, this and all, that shit is not going to sell with the majority of women. Some of them are going to buy it, but for the most part, they don't want to hear themselves being degraded. So you had to have a "you are appreciated," and you can say that Max B can say that Tupac inspired him. Tupac is from New York, and he left New York and started claiming LA. And they let him get away with that shit. But had he survived, he would have had to bite the bullet. The luckiest thing about Tupac was that he was dead before social media ever came around, because it would have been curtains for him. Curtains, my brother. I don't think him or Biggie was ready for that, because they had secrets. Seven years in hip hop, like I said, on a lot of people's top 5, Biggie and Tupac are they 1 and 2 for a lot of people. Most of the people who put them 1 and 2 were not really around when they was rhyming, because. But anyway, so they didn't get 7 years in the game. So that's a long time in this genre. But to be fair, you say that hip hop is the only genre that's ageist. Not really. I don't see too many 50-year-old pop stars coming out and filling up stadiums either, or rock musicians or whatever. Music or entertainment in itself is a young man's game, because the people who finance it are always looking for the young, talented acts. They bring in the money, and they're gonna be around longer. So a lot of cats who made it when they were young, spin the block and reinvent themselves when they're older, and they get another plate. For example, Tina Turner did it when she was like 50 years old. Uncle Charlie Wilson, he spun the block, got more money as a solo artist, old head, than he did when he was with the Gap Band. It's possible. It's possible. But they didn't start at that age. They just continued on. They were able to capitalize on their previous success from when they were younger. So I mean, I agree with you in that we do our old school hip hop artists bad. Like instead of just saying I'm going to go see Big Daddy Kane and Salt and Pepper and whoever at the show, those shows are literally labeled old school hip hop shows, which is doing them a disservice, because it makes them sound like, yeah, they played out. You don't see them doing that with the Temptations. And Temptations are what, like in their 70s now? I'm talking about the group. The group themselves is 70 years old. Damn near. Maybe in their 60s. Okay. But so I do feel like I do agree that, we could treat our elders better. But all the elders are my peers. Well, not all of them. Like Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, they was way older than me. But, So people stream now. French and Max new song got foreign kids dancing on TikTok, selling out shows and touring this year. Just started, but a 50-year-old putting up. Is he selling out shows? I mean, he just came home. I don't know if he's selling out shows, my dude. His streams, I would agree. His streams, but you know how manipulative, you can manipulate streams. I'm not going to call his numbers fake because I can't say, but it can be done, and it gets done all the time, especially to create a buzz. Like you see this video right here. You see 17 people in my chat. A lot of people will keep on scrolling. But if they saw 1,700 in my chat, it wouldn't matter what I was talking about. They're gonna hang out for a little while because people clout chase. They look for they figure if everybody else is doing it, then it must be hot, even if it's straight ass, straight garbage. And you know it's true. You know it's true. So I pay $1,000 to go watch Big Daddy Kane, Rakim, Cool G Rap, Wu-Tang show. I wouldn't take it that far because I'm not paying that much to see nobody. I don't think I pay $1,000 to see God when I know I could see him for free. You know what? I was mad at you before. I ain't mad at you no more. I ain't mad at you no more. You all right. You know what I mean? I think you a little misinformed and maybe a little shit talkish, but I ain't even mad at you no more. You know where was we? Is this conversation real? Is it authentic? Is it real? Okay. All right. Hold on. What's up, Aaliyah? How you feeling? Good to see you. All right. Black LED Rap Hip Hop Magazine, son. You remember? Damn. I don't remember that one. We had a local magazine. What was that shit called? Devil Face got me all fucked up right now. I can't even remember that shit. It'll come to me. But I don't remember the one you talking about. Now, Devil Face, all right. He all right. I thought he was a sucker, but he all right. He all right. You know what I mean? He got me going today. I'm like, ain't this some shit? I ain't mad at it. I mean, assuming that he is black, you know what I mean? Black men gotta learn how to have discourse without it coming to some crazy shit. You know what I mean? So it's a good look. It's a good look. All right. So getting back into what we were originally talking about. Getting back into what we were originally talking about, real versus, well, not real versus authentic, but talking about why something real and something authentic ain't always, how come we're not always talking about the same things? Getting back to when we talk about somebody being real, somebody being real to somebody might be just like a woman who doesn't have any chemicals in her hair or no perm or doesn't have any physical enhancements, like a BBL or fake titties, they call implants or anything like that. To somebody, the physical characteristics might brand them as being real. For other people, they may be looking towards your character, your characteristics, your personality traits. Your ability to be trusted, believable, reliability. You know what I mean? Like if somebody tells you that they're going to be there for you or that they're going to do what they said that they're going to do. For some people, that's a person that keeps it real. For other people, it might be the one that stick a gun in your face or the one that'll rob you as soon as he gets his money gets low or handles all of his disagreements with violence. And unfortunately, hip hop gave us that. No, I mean, NWA, he said that we real niggas. I mean, basically showcasing our ignorance, our ability or our inability to handle our problems logically or amicably or with our mind, or, with due process, but rather, if I don't like it, if it makes me mad, I'll punch it, I'll hurt it, I'll stab it, I'll shoot it, I'll cripple it, I'll immobilize it. And a lot of people believe that that's real. So if you choose not to physically fight a person or hurt a person, to some people, they'll say you ain't real. You a punk. You ain't real. So I'm like, as we learn, as we grow, as we evolve, there's a good chance our definition of what's real and not real are probably going to change. It should. It should. It's like when I was a child, I thought as a child. Now I'm a man, I have to think as such. Think about how many people so-called kept it real when they was younger, going back and forth to jail. Running from the law. The time in your life where you thought it was cool. You thought it was cool to be a criminal. You thought it was a rite of passage to go to jail. And you expected the people around you to praise you or admire you for that. And you may have even taught cats that were younger than you that was the way to be. That was the way to go. You didn't know no better. Like Devilface, if you from out in LA, then you're very familiar with the gang culture, because y'all have had a strong gang culture out there for 50, 60 years. So with the gang culture out there thriving that way, the OGs, which would have just been somebody that was 23, 24, 25 years old at one time, because y'all were getting killed at such young ages, just reaching 30 was a hell of a feat for a lot of people. Not everybody. LA is a big ass place, and everybody's not a gangster. On the East Coast, you might not know that if you've never actually been out there, but I've been out there a couple of times. Like, no, everybody ain't into that shit. How could it be? How could it be? They would take over. But yeah. So what they taught was a real nigga or being real was a lot of negativity. Things that were either going to have you locked up, double life, or maybe even a death sentence, or put you in the ground. Yeah, rest in peace to the homie. Yo, that nigga was real, And man, after they killed my homie, I ain't know what the fuck to do. That was my nigga for real. And I knew I was gonna have to ride. I was gonna have to ride for him because you don't understand. Now, me and my gang, we was like family. And that was the only family I had. And when people who are, when the streets are your only family, you ain't got no family. Because one thing about the streets is the appetite that the street has is voracious. All the streets do is eat, consume. They spend up all the money. They eat up all the food. They swallow all the people up whole. It's hard to make it out there. Like, being out in the streets is like a wild animal being out there in the jungle. A lion will live up to be like 25, 30 years old, maybe, in captivity in the zoo. Out in the wild, he'd be lucky to make 10 years. Because the new generation is going to take over the pride and kill the big cat. And that's the lion, the king of the jungle. So what time it is for everybody else. For antelopes and gazelles and buffalo, not buff. Yeah, it's buffaloes, but it's a certain kind of buffalo out there in the jungle, right? For everybody else is food. Now, not like elephants and hippo and all that shit. They too big for lions to be eaten by themselves or challenging by themselves. But when a human being is out there in those streets, they may be keeping it real as far as the streets are concerned, but they're not going to last long. So if the older ones are teaching the younger ones to be wild and undisciplined and unfiltered, you're not going to last. You're not going to last. One of the hardest things to do is listen to somebody who don't know nothing after you learn something. Because that's when you get your discovery on. You be like, God damn, I was that little nigga who didn't know shit. And I know how I barely escaped the penitentiary. I've nearly escaped death multiple times. I don't know if he's going to escape it. I don't know if he's going to be able to win. You here listening to this shit, and then you realize the real person that you used to be ain't the real person that you are now. And ain't a goddamn thing you can do about it, because you can never unlearn what you know. Can't do it. You got to move on. Move on. My man, Art of Mine 559. What up, my dude? What up? And so Jones says, I wasn't always real on a job interview. I just need my foot in the door. I mean, I think you was real in the job interview. You were in the reality of what you needed to be in order to get the job. You got the job, didn't you? I mean, you got a motherfucking job, didn't you? What you expect to do? Go in there rolling a blunt? Like, yeah. Hold on. Cracking. This is me breaking the weed in the blunt. Yeah, I have 3 decades of experience in youth development and child education. And yeah, man, you know, the things that I've done and the things I've seen, I have many accommodations, certifications. As a matter of fact, I have a letter of a recommendation from one of my clients. If you're interested in it, you can check that out. You got light. Yeah, I really think that I would be an asset to your company, to your organization, because what I bring to the table is reliability. I bring a skill set that's unmatched. Definitely knowledge of the field. Leadership is my thing. You know, and I'm team oriented, always willing to work with others. I love to see other people succeed. I'm personally success driven myself. You know, so you know, I hope to be able to see you again. And if so, like, so when do y'all think that will be a good time to start? Hopefully we can wrap this up, because I gotta get some pampers. My baby mom, yeah, I got a little young. I know I'm 50, but I got a little young Sean, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, she's smart though, she cool, but we just, I got a 3-month-old or whatever. I got hit the wick, and it got this little, get some Similac, I guess get some Pampers and shit. But it was a pleasure. I mean, I really want to thank y'all for this interview. My name's Ansel Jones. You know what I mean? Make no bones about Ansel Jones. Ansel Jones. That's me. So I look forward to hearing from y'all again. I holla. You was real. Supreme mathematics, baby. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, equality, God, build and destroy, born cipher. Born cipher, build and destroy, God, equality, power, culture, freedom, understanding, wisdom, knowledge. I used to be able to do that shit so fast. Knowledge, wisdom, understanding, culture, freedom, power, equality, God, build and destroy, born. I don't know my mathematics today. I might get my ass whipped. What's today's mathematics? Freedom. Freedom. Pussy. All right. We good. But yeah, okay. Authentic and real. Sometimes we take away the word real from people that we don't like. Like, we don't like the way they move. We don't like the things that they do. Say, nah, he ain't real. He ain't real. Somebody who lies a lot. They ain't real. So a lot of times when we label somebody real or not, we're talking about their appeal to us personally and oftentimes professionally. Like such and such keep it real. They always keep it 100 with me. What are we talking about? When you say somebody always kept it 100 with you, what are we talking about? We normally saying that they told me the truth. They wasn't gonna lie to me. Even if the answer that they had to give me wasn't the answer that I wanted or that I liked, but he kept it $100 with me. He kept it 100. I can't be mad at him. He kept it 100 with me. He could have told me this, that, and the third. He could have let me go in there knowing that something. He kept it 100. So now I knew I couldn't go there to get what I wanted. But at least he kept it real with me. He kept it 100. He wasn't keeping it authentic. I don't think we would put it that way. Keep it authentic with me. Fuck you mean? Would you want me to keep it Mitchell and Ness with you? What do you mean keep it authentic with you? So you think authentic means real? Well, we can have a conversation about that. We can have a conversation about it. Make sure y'all hit the like button. Don't fail to hit the like button. Hit the like button. And why y'all not participating in this poll question? I thought this was a good poll question. I never thought I'd see the day when we got more likes than votes on a poll question. Was the poll question hard? Nah, poll question ain't hard. It ain't hard. Oh man, my brother Nara says, if I didn't like you, I wouldn't say shit to you. What song is that from? I didn't like you, I wouldn't say shit to you. That almost, for some reason, I can picture Tretch saying that. I don't know why. For some reason, I can picture Tretch from Naughty by Nature saying that. Authentic and real ain't always the same. Bootleg Gucci sweatshirts, fake Cazelle glasses, Who's old enough to remember Cazell frame glasses? You can see me in the streets with the YSL, with niggas walking around with fake gazelles. And I'm gonna play a snippet of that song for y'all. Just a snippet. I ain't gonna test my chin too much. Hold on. Y'all remember this? Okay. Oh shit, hold on. Okay. All right, that's it. The motherfuckers be like, I heard that. No, you gotta give up a copyright. You did. No. Tori, what's good? JJ, what up, y'all? How y'all feeling? Good to see you. Without a doubt. Thanks for coming on through. We were talking about authentic and real ain't the same thing. We often use the words synonymously, but they're not really the same thing. Not socially, they ain't. Not on a personal level, they ain't. But when we say somebody is keeping it real, or somebody that is not real, or they don't never keep it real, they'll never keep it 100. We're normally talking about somebody who isn't trustworthy. We're normally talking about somebody who lies. We're normally talking about somebody who we can't speak freely in front of because they're gonna run their mouth. Rat type of behavior. You can't be a tattletale and be real. But let me think about it, because these days they letting people get away with all kinds of shit that we would have said wasn't real. You know, this current generation, like, I know I listen to a lot of battle rap, and I know Ansel knows a lot about battle rap too. So Ansel, you know what I'm talking about when, like, before in battle rap, if you choked in a battle, you lost that battle. Now you can choke, drink some water. Yo, give me that water. You know what I mean? Prolong the choke. Like, yo, you forgot your lines, dog. You fucked up your rounds. Or you only came, the battles are supposed to be 3 rounds. You only wrote 2 rounds. So you figured that you won the battle because you won 2 rounds out of 3. But one of the rounds may have been debatable. But the fact that you didn't have a 3rd round at all, there's no way you should be declared a winner. You are incomplete. The answer sheet on your test paper had too many blanks in it. So he says, keeping it real is good, bad, and different. Own your shit. JJ says, damn, son. Got about 9 or 10 inches down here in the South, and it's snowing too. Are you serious? Damn, we only got 10 inches up here. Pause. Yeah. I think we only got 9. They want to say 10, but I'm like, they want to say that we got 10. I don't really think we got 10. I don't think we got 10. But yeah, when we say that somebody keeps it real, or somebody is real, We're normally talking about somebody who displays behavior that is reliable to us. Not necessarily reliable, but also in addition to, but not reliable in terms of I can always count on you, but reliable in terms of I can calculate you. Like I know what you're going to do. I know what you're going to say. I know how you perform in these types of situations. Like that's real to me. Like if somebody says something bad about somebody who they really like or admire or love, they're gonna speak up for them. Like, well, hold up, man, nah, I don't. Everybody can have their own opinion about such and such, but I don't think it's. I don't want to hear. Don't talk about them around me, because my opinion of them is not going to be the same as yours, and we ain't got to be over here fighting over nothing. Somebody might say that somebody who stands up for their people is real. I would say that. But is that the right word to use? He was real. He one of the realest I ever seen. He's so real. He's so real. He's so real. Paul led Jesus Apostolic Church. Louisiana, Jesus' father and son-in-law. Spoken in the house. Paul at Jesus Apostolic Church, Louisiana, Jesus' father and his son-in-law spoken in the house. Cool. Oh shit, that's how it sound when it ring? I was like, huh? My man Troy Diesel, welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's on your mind today? Oh shit, hold on. Wait, man, why I don't hear nothing? Wait a minute. Oh. Hold on, Trish. Speak. There you go.
That new Max B boy, he gonna take over rap, man. Max B boy, he's look. My top 5 is Max B.
I'm glad I don't have to explain that segment to you. You seen it, you heard it, we here now.
I don't get it, bro. 47. That's like me coming home from prison after doing a stint of 16 years, and I'm 47. I'm saying, look, I'm going to take over the football league.
I'm about to do it. It's going down out here.
We break every record with ours telling I'm getting all the sacks.
I'm 47 and I'm about to do a 4-1-40. Like, damn, that old head fast as fuck.
Listen, boy, listen. I'm gonna take it over. Matter of fact, I just came off of prison. I'm going to go break in the Smith record.
Well, it sounded like the boy was saying that he was about to break Eminem record. Like, you just coming out with your first studio plate at 47?
And it's not even the fact, and I'm not going to harp on it because you didn't did the whole segment and everything, but it's not the fact that people like the bars. It's an old school rhyme and it's an old school hit, and if you take it overseas, it's going to hit because it's a club banger. It's not the bars, it's the music behind the bars. Somebody thinking about because when I heard it, I was like, the bars is nice. I mean, the music is nice. It takes you back. It's nostalgia.
We fly high.
Music is not the bars. Don't nobody give two shits about the bars.
We fly high. No lie.
Everybody want to think that these old bulls. Listen, when it's over, it's not when it's over. It's not over. But stop thinking they relevant. Like you said, it's a young man's game.
Listen, man, you can come out. You can come out anytime you want to, but if you expect to be a big hit, age 47, I don't give a fuck if you went in when you was, listen, you already a senior. You a senior. You gonna be the first rookie to get on an old school hip hop show.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You coming out talking about, did you hear that song yet?
I didn't.
Listen, man. It's on the same. That song is almost on the same level of the battle of the Melly Mel rap against Eminem.
I know how Max B rap. That's why I was like, when he said that he got the streets on lock, I'm like, what street?
What he selling? I'm not gonna know what he's selling because
he got the streets. Yes, sir. He got the streets on lock, see? Yes.
Yeah.
Got the streets on lock.
Yeah, Max B, yeah.
There's no way you can move without me, Max B, see?
Give me French Montana.
French man, I'm like,
Yeah, bro.
like, ain't French Montana, he like married to like a billionaire or some shit like that?
Over there. It's over there in, what is it? Over there in Dubai.
Dubai, right, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I know I read something about that.
Over in Dubai, you got a princess from over there, I don't even know why he over here trying to even get back into the rap game. When you better just sit back and have some babies and live your life. Hey.
Well, hold on. Let me see how old French Montana is.
French Montana ain't been relevant since the bull since he done that song. What's that song he had? That went quadruple platinum and all that with the boy that was singing. His last hit, he ain't having no really relevant hits after that. Plus, he went through some stuff with
How old is French Montana?
With 50, and that knocked him right down.
Oh, French is a baby. He only 41.
Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah, out of all of them, he's a young buck. French is a millennial. Millennial French, they call him. All right. So getting back on this topic, let me ask you this: when you consider somebody to be real, Troy, what kind of characteristics? What does that mean to me? What are you saying about them?
Being real is your character. It shows being a real person is your character, how you conduct yourself, how you respect your brother. Are you your brother's keeper? And even though I'm not your blood brother, are you your brother's keeper? It doesn't always have to be about fighting. It don't have to be about money. It can be just about loyalty. It can be just about conversation and holding him down at the time when he's down. You know what I mean? Just a good conversation and talking to him from doing something destructive. That's a real person. If everything else can fall into place underneath that, when you have preventive measures to protect your brother, that's not your blood brother. You know what I mean? Your blood brother and all these other people supposed to keep it real. It's expected to keep it real, and some of them don't do it. But the ones that's when you find them bulls that keep it real, them the ones you want to take it put them underneath that umbrella and call them the realest ones. You know what I mean? Something go down, they be like, yeah, I'm on my way, man.
So
I gotta tell my wife or my girl, I'm on my way down there now.
So are you saying like, when you say real, is it more about reliability or is it integrity?
integrity, and reliability. A little bit of any, a little bit of both.
A little bit of both. Okay.
You know what I mean? And even if it's not a reliable thing, so you busy, we know when you know that person is different. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you know that person, when you know that person will be there, if he could be there right then and there, you don't hold that against him. But the integrity part, 1,000%, bro.
Okay, so are they born real or do they become real? Can you learn to be real?
Yeah.
You can learn to be real?
You can grow and you can be taught to be real, you know, from seeing, from observation. You know what I mean? I think everybody has a somewhat part of realness in them, but you also got to realize that the human part shows shystiness in everyone. It does.
Okay. Yeah, the reason I ask if you, well, no, there aren't any. See, when I think when people use the word real, when they say that somebody is real, I think that that's a perspective thing. So what might be real to you isn't necessarily real to me. You know what I mean? It can be, and they might have a lot of the same ingredients in them, but they might not taste the same. You understand what I mean? Like, okay, so like, if I say that somebody is real, I'm more than likely, I am talking about a certain level of authenticity. Like if I say that you're real, I'm thinking that I'm probably saying that you're not pretending to be somebody that you're not. So like being real and keeping it real sometimes go together, but they don't always have to. Like to me, somebody might be real because they'll let you know how much money that they really are working with instead of what they think other people want to hear. You know how like, you might know people that are always talking about what they buy in or what they have their eye on or what they about to do or acting like they have more money than what they have or whatever, kind of putting on airs. To me, that's not real, but that might be their authentic self. Like that's what's important to them. It's important for them to have that portrayal of themselves. Whereas I might think that you're real, like, yo, man, I know that he or she makes enough money to buy the Benz G wagon, but they was like, man, fuck that. Nah, I'm gonna rock out with this. I'm gonna rock out with this. Let's say this Kia truck, because I ain't trying to spend all that money like that. You know what I mean? So I'm like, that's real. I mean, a lot of people may have gotten the G wagon to show that they could have a G wagon, but this person said, nah, I'd rather. It's about the money that you actually have, not what you can spend. Anybody can find money to spend, but I'm not trying to put myself in a hole. That to me, that's real. Like, oh damn, this person don't care about what other people think that they have, or trying to act like they are a step above somebody else financially, or that they can, or trying to prove that they can keep up with the Joneses. So that might be real to me, like it doesn't have anything to do with them necessarily telling the truth. They're living the truth. And even some people who practice reckless or criminal behavior or violent behavior have been real to me, because I'm like, unfortunately, that's all they know. So they're going with what they know. So something frustrates them, makes them angry or whatever. Their first inclination is to go out and punch it. It's like trying to fix the static on the TV by banging the side of it. There's a certain mentality that goes to that, because a violent person is not even going to think to do that. I miss the analog days when you could beat something up and make it work. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was pretty cool. But
that was deep.
Yeah, I mean, but it only goes but so far. Um, but yeah, so things that I consider to be real or keep it real might be they might be a lot of the same things, or like I said, they might have a lot of the same ingredients, but they may taste different because they get cooked differently. So I don't think I have just one way of saying somebody keeps it real. But when we start talking about what's authentic, when you're being your authentic self, even if I don't like who your authentic self is, I have to respect that. And I'm going to label it as such. Like, hey, he's not my cup of tea, or she ain't my flavor, but I give it to him. Yo, they real as shit. You know what I mean? That's who they are. So just because they don't try to be what I think is a better thing to be. Yeah, I can say, man, pity on them. But what I can't say is,
even being real is also being able to tell that person the truth about yourself instead of holding back, instead of sitting back, restraining yourself. Especially you can't be a yes man when you're a real person or an authentic person. You can't be, yeah, you right, yeah, you right. If you call me and you tell me that you're going through something with your girl, and in the process you tell me you're going through something with your girl, you tell me what you did, and I think that is wrong. The realness and authentic person within yourself should be able to say, yo, you was wrong about that, bro. On all I can love, I can tell you that you was wrong, and you're going to have to give him feedback on how he was wrong about it. I would want. That's what I would want a real person to do. That's what I would want somebody that's authentic to do. Do not be my bull and tell me I'm right all the time. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Like you real and you authentic. If I tell you something. If I'm wrong, no, my dude, I don't think that was cool, bro. I want to hear that. But if I'm right, yeah, that's some fucked up shit.
hmm. Okay,
I
but
mean,
okay, but let me ask you this though. So, what about timing? What about timing? Because okay, um, if I say that I'm or such and such is real because they'll address a situation that they don't think was really right, does it mean that the person who says I'm not going to talk to them about that right now, um, or they may choose their spots to address the situation if they address it at all? Does that make
it
them?
depends. It depends on the circumstance. Like if the person is already gone through something, you know, you try to get them all. You try to talk them off the bridge from jumping. But once that died down and you talk them down, when everything died down, yo, let me talk to you for a minute. Then
Okay.
you can dive into how what your thoughts and try to help them through it, so that it don't get to that point no more. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at the end of the day, you just don't jump on the person. Once the person, because a person can be already right there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to kill this boy. I'm going to blah, 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 blah. I don't think you want to do that right now. Let's hold, you might could talk that person off of that, but when he heated up and he wrong, and you tell him he wrong, that ain't doing nothing but adding more fuel to the fire. How you going to tell me you my fucking bull? How the fuck you know how guys get.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's why I was asking the question, because sometimes when you don't do things on somebody else's timeline, they might think that you're not going to do anything at all. Or even if you choose not to do the thing that they think should be done. Like if you have your own ideas about how to handle a situation. Like um okay, all right. Like take it back to the show last night
Right.
when we was talking about, Kanye and his mom dying, and other people felt that because, they lost a parent too and all of that. And the way I thought about what I said, and I went back and listened to what I said last night. And I had to personally check myself because I'm like, yes, I'm trying to help. Yes, I'm trying to heal. Yes, I'm trying to assist and be helpful. That doesn't necessarily mean that I got it right. You know what I mean? no matter what I was saying, even if I prefaced it with, I'm not trying to hurt, I'm really trying to help. It doesn't mean that I got it right in the minds of those, or the minds and hearts of those who may feel totally different. They may feel like I wasn't real because I didn't seem sensitive enough. You know what I mean? Let me grieve. Let me mourn. Let me, you understand what I mean? Let me cry.
I was gonna talk when I had an opportunity to talk to you off the live stream. I was gonna talk about that because when I got off the phone, I was like, I'm gonna have to talk to him about that because at the end of the day, and right now I don't want to talk about that in front of the live stream. I talk about that with you later.
No, I mean, I understand part of the impact that I have on people. Mm-hmm. But the thing is, what a lot of people are feeling and the method that they employ, I know that that's not making them happy. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? But just because I look at it like you're practicing sadness or you're practicing sorrow or you're practicing depression doesn't mean that I have the right to interrupt that. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like I think it's destructive. I do. I do, and I'll definitely stand on that. Just because I feel that way, and I have a platform in which I can express that.
But even though you felt that way and everything, it wasn't even though you did come off that way, it wasn't so much out of being angry about it. It was also out of love and not wanting the people to suffer and hurt. You understand? You might have put it out there a different way, but the way you put it out there, but the person that you are, you done been through hurt too. You done seen a lot of death too, and it's within your own circle. Just as well as I did. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like you was coming off to the point where, man, fuck that shit. It wasn't like that. It was more of you was hurting because other people was hurting, and you like, no, let's not deal with it like this.
Well, I consider myself to just be giving people an alternative or another idea. And for those of y'all who weren't on the show last night or listening to the show or haven't listened to it, we were talking about how people deal with death of a loved one, and how many people, in fact, get really nervous and anxious and uncomfortable and depressed when the anniversary of the death comes around. And I've seen people be ritual-like in their sorrow and their hurt and their mourning and their grieving year after year after year after year. And I'm watching this shit and I'm thinking like, damn, man, I can't imagine like what my stepdad died first. He died on February 10th, 2010, 2 days before my mom's birthday. My dad died July 11th, 2021, on my brother's birthday. And I'm like, I couldn't imagine, like when my dad died, with both of them, I ran over there. I saw the body. I was there with the cold body. I remember what my dad, both of my dads felt like when they had blood running through their veins and they were warm. And I felt what both of them felt like when they were cold and dead and there was no more life left. And I can't imagine reliving that for my stepdad in 2011, 2012, 2013, 14. And then my dad, 2022, 2023. I can't do it. I'm not going to mourn and die again with you because a part of me died when you died. And I can't keep doing that year after year because you didn't live your life that way. And you wouldn't want to see me do that. So I chose not to honor the day that they died because that was the worst day. Their birthday, yes, I will honor that because that was a day that we honored year after year after year when you were here. And I'll continue that tradition. So for the people, who allow themselves to die again, to mourn again, to be shocked again, to get that horrible news of the passing again, year after year after year, fucking themselves up. I just wanted to give them another perspective. I wanted to give them another way because I know for a fact, I'm not guessing on this. I know that they don't want to do that every year, but they actually think that they're supposed to. And nobody is going to tell them, you ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that. There's another way. Because you're still here.
And by you doing that, and by you telling them that, and by you, that's your real authentic self.
Well, all I'm saying is, I'm just.
You know what I'm saying? If you don't tell them,
even.
If you don't tell,
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, even with my good intentions, I understand that it can still feel differently. Like, don't tell me how to fucking grieve. Don't tell me how to fucking mourn. You don't know what this person meant to me. You don't know how this affects me. I get it. I do. So regardless of how, what ideas I may give you, what instructions I may give you, whatever, you know what I mean? I understand that I can't be inside of you and feel what you feel. I recognize that. You know what I'm saying?
It was mainly the delivery and how you came off.
Well, I went back and listened to the whole thing. I don't even have a problem with my delivery. I just get it. You know, because if you remember, if you go back and listen to it, I apologize for my delivery in real time. I apologize for my delivery, but I don't talk like this, Troy. I don't talk like, yeah, baby, I'm just saying, I don't do that. That's not real. That ain't me. You will never find a situation where I talk like that, publicly or privately. Ask any woman. Like, that's not the way the brother. That ain't O. O is always like, yo, baby, you know what I mean? Look, we got. That
ain't O. That ain't O. They ain't Son 752. They ain't comedian Son 752.
I'm just saying, yeah, like I can't do that. That's not my touch. For those whose touch it is, great, because they will reach who they reach. I'm only going to reach what I can reach. Whatever's in my arm's length, I'm going to reach that. I won't be able to reach beyond that without some type of assistance. Somebody get me one of those little pickup things, so I don't have to bend over and fuck my back up. But I think people recognize that my intentions, my heart is in the right place. But just because your heart is in the right place doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to come off to a person the way they need. Some people need to be talked to like, oh, baby, oh. When people talk like that to me, it actually makes me mad. Like, fuck it. What are you doing? Oh, no, baby, I was just, I want you to know I understand. If you don't get out my face with that shit. But that's me. You know what I mean? That's me. So the same way that I have to be dealt with in a certain type of way, I have to understand that other people have to be dealt with in the way that serves them. So my real doesn't necessarily have to be your real, and our real doesn't have to be everybody else's. Let me see here. Let me see. Marina says, I get paid to get a friend's truck out of impound. He has he has offered to pay me back. Friendship is done. Oh, he hasn't offered to pay me back. The friendship is done. Okay, and let me see. Jason said, I left as a comment in one of your videos. Oh, okay, you talking to somebody else. Okay, wait. Let me get it right. JJ says, yeah, some friends will take advantage of kindness. Then some people are just plain old trifling. LOL. Either way, you can't stop those folks they will drain you. And I agree. But when we start talking about when we talk about somebody being real to us, you know, what's real is going to be different from person to person, because the way we have been raised, the way that we have been taught and conditioned and brought up, it's just, you know, certain things are going to ring with a certain air of authenticity, and some things are going to be like, if you was real, you wouldn't do that. You ain't real. You know what I mean? It doesn't necessarily mean they are not flesh, blood, and hormones. They're just, you know what I mean? Like their personality, their way of doing things, it ain't our cup of tea. What kind of tea you like, Troy?
I like raspberry or ginger.
I love raspberry. Anything that's raspberry, I normally like it.
Mm-hmm.
And it never tastes like an actual raspberry. You ever taste a raspberry? Yeah. You know what I mean? They be fooling us with smells. It smell raspberry. Like, do a raspberry really smell that way?
Yeah.
Like, does cherry, things that are cherry, do they really smell cherry like that?
No.
Like, I've sniffed a lot of cherries. Like, I don't smell that shit don't smell like Jolly Rancher. But
they don't smell like. But when you taste the tartness of that shit, you're like, damn.
Yo, a couple of years ago, I fucked my stomach up with cherries because I eat so many of them in the summertime, and I was like, yo, my shit was hurting because I was consuming cherries by the bag. By the bag. When them shits went down to like $1.99 a pound, I bought like 6 bags of them shits. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I had to lay off cherries last year. I was scared of cherries. Like, no, I can't eat cherry. All right, just give me a handful. Did the same thing with bananas. Never eat bananas on an empty stomach.
Yeah.
They had me sick as shit. I thought I couldn't eat bananas for like 5 years. All right. But yeah, let's see. JJ says it's funny how as you grow up, you can meet people from different backgrounds and cultures who are vastly different but you can generally tell who's squared up and who's fronting. Jason said, messing up your stomach with cherries is crazy. Yo, I didn't know what it was. Yo, Jay, I'm at work, right? I called the nurses. I was like, look, I need you to come to my office. I got a problem. I was like, listen, I don't know what's going on in my stomach. My shit fucked up. I've been trying to fleece the nurses. Listen, I've been trying to fleece the nurses for drugs. I'm like, y'all are all on drugs. But why when I try to ask for some, y'all gotta act clean? What are you saying? What do you want me to do? I need you to go to the fucking pharmacy and get the shit. You know what the fuck I'm talking about? I ain't had a nurse at my job steal drugs from me yet. But when I didn't work in the hospital, all the nurses I know, like, need antibiotics? Got a headache? Something hurt? Want to get high?
Listen, bro. My doctor was real. One of my doctors, my primary care son, my doctor was real. He was real. He must have knew that the cousin or the uncle from Purdue Pharma, right? Because I went there and I had the surgery on my ankle, my right ankle with torn ligaments. Mm-hmm. And I came in there, and before I could have the surgery, he was like, "Well, you ain't had a surgery yet. You need any oxycodone? I can give you 100 of them." I'm like, "What?
100? 100? Damn.
100.
He's gonna string you the fuck out."
I had told them, "Listen, bro, I don't have an addictive spirit, but I don't need them drugs like that, man. When I get the surgery, I start taking them. Once my pain threshold is over, I won't take them no more. But no, I don't need 100 of them. I mean, I was like, damn, you was willing to give me. But then he went in his office and came back with about a good 20 of them, the ones they came and gave to him. I was like, damn. Then you wonder why the situation, but sometimes in the words of Dave Chappelle, when keeping it real goes wrong. And that's how there's a lot of addicted people out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean that's definitely how it gets done. But you know what I mean? Your business sense should have told you to take the 100 and sell 50.
I thought about it. I thought about it after the fact because I didn't know nothing about that game.
I hope you know better next time. Be like, so you say oxycodone, some Tylenol 3s.
Yeah, not to get off the subject. Purdue Farm is the most smart, intelligent, conniving, disrespectful, ignorant people. First they start the addiction, and then they open up rehabs to fight the addiction.
Hey man, yeah. I just pray for the one day when the right nurse comes along and says, here's some drugs. You like drugs? Here, have some drugs. Just, you can take them, you can sell them, whatever you need. And there's way more than, from where this came from. But no. Nothing. I mean, they be bitching like, can I just get a Tylenol? I'm sorry, what's a Tylenol? Acetaminophen, bitch, I need 800 milligrams. My shit hurting. You know what they've actually told me? No bullshit. I think I have some in my purse. Like they ain't gonna give me they don't even want to put it in my mind that they getting it from the source. You know what I mean? You know how, bottled water, you get either spring water bottled at the source or you just get the filtered water like some Dasani or some fucking Aquafina. They like, no, you can't get none of this. You can't get none of this Fiji over here. You can't get none of that.
Cost in the hospital?
Nothing. That's how much it costs. When you a nurse, it costs you nothing. You need a Z-Pack. You know what I mean? I got a fucking sinus infection. I need a Z-Pack. What a Z-Pack? What is this? Zithromycin, bitch, stop fucking. Cut it out. I need 6. I take 2 today, and then I take the 1 a day for the next 4 days. Stop playing with me. I'm fucking playing. shit crazy.
He said Tylenol costs $47 in the hospital. Goddamn,
It do. But they want to give me them bullshit, them bullshit ones they got in their purse. And I was like, I'm thinking like, I'm hoping she broke it off for the real ones. I should get a little pack of little Excedrin. I'm like, man, this is bad. This is bad.
A little pack. You need to take 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, I'm saying. You know how hard it is to open that pack sometimes? I'm using my teeth. And I'm like, man, you know what? By the time I opened up the pack, the pain went away. Look, my cancerous pains have gone away. The Lord did kill me. The Lord did deliver me from this cancer. Shit.
I'm telling you more.
The preacher reached inside and grabbed the cancer out. Let the church say amen.
Amen. Amen.
Oh my God, praise the Lord. Oh my Lord, praise the Lord. Yes. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Won't he do it? God is great when?
Hold on, I gotta do the praise.
Well.
I got a feeling Everything's gonna be all right.
God is good all the time.
Got a feeling
And all the time, God is
everything's
good.
gonna be all right. The sun's back. I got a feeling everything's gonna be all right. Be all right. The sun's back. Be all right. Be all the Holy Ghost.
Hold on. We got another call. Hold on. Caller with the last number is 1162. Welcome to the Urban Therapy with Sun Show. What's on your mind this afternoon?
Not much. I was just responding to the polling question.
Okay. What's your response to the poll question?
Go ahead.
Uh-oh. I don't know what's up with this app. This shit does not like. Hold on. I'm gonna try to merge y'all. If it don't work, and there's no reason it shouldn't work, hold on. For some reason, it cuts off when I try to merge the call, but it didn't do that last night. I'm going to. I'm gonna restart the phone and see if that cures the problem. Because I don't know if restarting the app will, because I restarted the whole
Bluetooth disconnected.
PC. We gonna see. Hold on. We got a few minutes left in the show. Hold on, my people. Hold on, me friends. Hold on, me friends.
Bluetooth connected.
All right. Steady, are you ready? What's going on? Okay. Hold on, Doc. Woo. All right. You there, Troy? 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 I don't hear Troy. Y'all don't hear Troy. No one hears Troy. Okay. Yeah. Wait a minute. Yeah. I think I hear something. There you go.
Hello?
Yeah. I don't know. Like when I try to merge the calls, sometimes it ain't doing what I needed to do. I'm not sure why. Not
Is the
sure.
caller merged in?
Huh?
Is the caller still merged in?
I'll wait till he called back. But yeah, anyway, real authentic. Real as
people talking about business but think it's real. Well, I'm sorry you ain't never met nobody that's real then, bro.
well, our definition or conception of what's real is a construct of sorts. I mean, we are all flesh. I mean, you can't say that nobody is real. You know what I mean? Because like, what is real? Like, this is real skin, real blood, real flesh, real hormones, real protons, neutrons, electrons. There are certain things that are real. But when we was talking about being authentic and like earlier in the show, branding can make something authentic.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gave the analogy of you have two handbags made exactly the same way, same materials, same factory. If they were handmade by the same person, same stitching, same everything. Everything is exactly the same. What makes one authentic and the other? The branding.
Right.
So you can have two bags that are exactly the same. The one that says Gucci or whatever label on it will be the one that's considered to be authentic. They're both real. But you won't be able to say that one bag is a bag because it doesn't have that brand or that branding on it. So that's a construct in and of itself. So that's why I said, that's why I titled the show Real and Authentic Ain't Always the Same. Tom also says, Troy back there looking for those. Oh, no, that's JJ. She says, nobody is real at their jobs. Nobody is real at their family gathering. Nobody is real on dates. I dispute all of those things. I definitely do. Just because you can reinvent yourself or you have other facets of your personality that people don't agree with does not mean that you're not real. Because if that wasn't real, how did you do it?
Right.
Now, we can say that people are fake, but what we're really saying is you're not acting the way I think you should. I've seen you act the way that I think you should plenty of times. And those are the only things that I respect. And that's the only reality that I want to see. But you said nobody is real on dates. What if you've gone on 50 of them with somebody? Would you be real then? You know, like we could talk about the laws of attraction, which covers a lot of ways that we act and the things and the things that we do. But I don't think that you are, just because you're being nice or finding or acting in a way that will attract others instead of detract them from you. I don't think that that's being fake. You know, you have to do what's necessary in order. Okay, let's put it this way. You want to, let's say you like cats like I do. I like cats, I like dogs, I like animals. If I try to talk to a cat or dog gently as to not startle them or hurt them because I want to pet them or I want to be able to take them home and give them a home, am I being fake? I may not talk to that animal the same way all the time, especially if it pees on my floor or it proves itself really difficult to housebreak. But was I being fake for being nice to the animal? Same thing as a person. If I act in a way that will make you comfortable enough to get comfortable with me, is that being fake? Because some people might say it is. But that's saying that that's fake is like saying that I always am more aggressive and offensive. And you consider that to be the real me. Is loving somebody real? Because you don't love everybody the same way. So is that real? So when you and your sweetie are by yourself and you pillow talking and making promises and even even campaign guarantees, like I swear for God, I'm always be there for you, baby. Am I lying? Am I being fake? Because I want her to have confidence in me, that she can count on me, or that I'm going to be there, or that I'll be helpful. Because I'm not like that with everybody. I'm not like that with everybody. What Tina Marie say? Sometimes the needs of the one outweigh the needs of the million.
Mm-hmm.
And if you understand what I'm talking about, somebody say okay. But yeah, I don't. You know, my definition of what's real has changed a lot over the years because
Yeah. And if somebody else feels as though there's no real individuals, then that's a person who's been through a lot and a lot of hurt from non-real individuals. You know, one thing I'm going through somewhat of a lot of turmoil myself, some trials and tribulations in my life, but I'm never going to sit back and say that there's no real individuals out here. You know,
yeah,
you can't hold everybody accountable for them not being thorough people, being real people, being authentic people. You can't hold everybody accountable for that.
not necessarily accountable. You can't hold it against them. They can be held accountable. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they can be held accountable, but you can't hold it against them.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the thing about it. You walk around. You can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You know, but I mean, I just look at things differently when it comes to being real. Being real is being upfront with an individual. If you can't do it, you can't do it. Being real is when somebody calls your phone, you don't ignore their phone call. If you're busy, you do. But you sit back and you text, look, I'm busy, I'm gonna call you back later. You know what I mean? And even if you're busy and you don't answer, when you do have an opportunity, yeah, do call back. Because you never know how serious it might be. That's on both parts. You know, I make it my business never to ignore my phone calls at all. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you don't know what that individual, that person on the other line is going through. You know? So at the end of the day, somebody going through, when you would want to be able to you don't want to be the one that didn't answer the phone and something horrific happened to that person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be the one that didn't answer the phone and that person really needed either something financially or just an ear or just something, you know what I mean? So you just can't do that. A real person does that. They answer the phone and a real person, and sometimes people call, I told you before, I tell you all the time, you call me at a time when I really needed an ear. You know what I mean? So I mean, at the end of the day, people don't understand that. And I'm sorry, Tom, that you might be that you never been through that. I wish it was something different for you, but don't you know don't walk around thinking everybody is like that.
Well, I understand part of what Tom is talking about. I just think that maybe his expectations may be a little lofty. You know what I mean? And you can't necessarily audit what everybody does down to the letter while not giving them, you got to give some people a little bit of leeway. And what I mean by that is that, like earlier in this show, I talked about code switching. And some people think that when you code switch, you're not being real. But how can you say that's not being real when you're doing what's necessary in a situation that calls for it?
Right.
You know what I mean? So the way that I talk to y'all is more of a relaxed, comfortable, natural state. You could call it natural. When I'm at my job, I'm way more professional. I drop my guard sometimes at work with people that I feel like it's safe to do that with. But it doesn't mean that I'm not being real while I'm there. You know what I'm saying? There's an expectation of professionalism that I have to uphold. So I do that without I find a way to do it without compromising the way that I feel about myself.
Right.
But there's a definite reason why I don't invite anybody from work to this show. I'm like Superman at work. No, I'm like Clark Kent at work or Peter Parker. I'm more of Superman and Spider-Man here. Nobody even knows that I do this. Sometimes they find out, but they ain't hear it from me in any kind of way. They don't even have my personal cell phone number. They get this. This the work cell phone. It's an iPhone. Yucky, nasty, disgusting. They don't get this. This beautiful Samsung S28. I mean S25 Ultra. They don't get that number. I don't even dial them by mistake with that. And they don't get that even after they quit the job. Like, no, you don't get that. You know what I mean? Shit, my boss ain't even had my number at first. You had to ask for it. Like, because they don't need that they don't need to see who I am amongst the people that I'm comfortable with and that I'm putting out the message that I want to send. When I'm at work, I'm sending them your message. This is your shit. And I respect that. They don't need to hear about how I think things should be run or done or whatever, because I didn't build this empire. You did. I'm just a dude doing the job and picking up the check. When I leave, I do things the way I think that they should be done. So I wouldn't say code switching to me is not inauthentic. It's not fake. You do what you got to do. Now, if you an ass kisser, you an ass kisser. That's not, ass kissing ain't code switching. Ass kissing is his own entity. Right. And if you an ass kisser, it ain't got nothing to do with whether you at work or at home. That's what you do. That's who you are. And you'll see it in some form and most things that you do. But to straighten up your vernacular and not use slang and adhere to the company's rules, regulations, and policies, dress codes, and all of that. That shit ain't no. You ain't getting a check if you don't do it. So they paid. They didn't pay. They didn't pay for Sun 752 or even Omar. They didn't pay for that. They paid for that other name, for that other person doing that thing that they want done. So I gave it to them as real as I could. So but I understand. All right, let's get into this poll question. We got 34 votes. All right, what we got? What makes a person quote unquote real to you? 12% said when they don't change their speech or their looks. Only 12%, huh? Okay, 62%, a whopping 62% said they are honest even to a fault. Wow. And that's where I see the influence of hip hop right there. Honest even to a fault. So even like you're dumb honest. So even when you know that truth that you either tell or display is going to get you fucked up. You know, it's funny. It's funny. That's where the drill rap comes. I was just getting ready to say, Troy, to me, that's not real. To me, that's real dumb.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? That's real dumb to me. All right, 21% said they don't put others down or judge. Okay, cool. And only 6% said they pretend to have a lot of money. I meant to say, I fucked that up, y'all. It was supposed to say they don't pretend to have a lot of money. Oh, God. Caller that's calling in, this show is done. I can't take a call. I'm sorry, but we will be back tomorrow at 1:32, some shit like that. But nah, I ain't extending this shit no farther, man. I gotta get on my afternoon. I gotta go service my mama. All right, so all right, man.
Just holler at your boy, man.
All right.
It was always a pleasure talking to you, man. Much love.
Without a
Everybody
doubt.
in the live stream and you, man. Keep it real and keep it authentic.
I will. We will.
I'm getting ready to kick my shoes off and look at some Mac D.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, peace. All right, y'all. We have some birthday shout outs to do. Some people were born on this glorious January 31st, and they deserve to be acknowledged. So let's go about our business of acknowledging them and making them feel special because they are special, because they are special, because they are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They are S-P-E-C-I-A-L. They get the R-E-S-P-E-C-T. They get number one out the box. Sarah Elaine, happy birthday to you. And also Sadiqa Jenkins Felder, happy birthday. And also Lisa Queen Cashy Williams, and April Sullivan, Diane Morrison, Reverend LeBeau Kanza, Brandon Jones, Tracy Shondell, my people's A.I. Gutierrez. A.I. Gutierrez? And Philip Corbin, happy birthday. I want to say happy birthday to all of y'all. And I hope that today finds you all in good health, happiness, mind, body, soul, and spirit. And that goes out to each and every person out there born on this glorious January 31st, last day of January. Anywhere out there in the world, worldwide, internationally, and universally, all of y'all go ahead and turn up. But don't turn up too loud. Just turn up loud enough so everybody can hear you. Rock out, rock on and do the damn, the rock out. Rock on and do the damn, rock out. Rock on and do the damn thing. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. You do your thing, y'all. Represent the queens and kings. Good things happen to those who wait. Great things happen to those who grind, and anything can happen to those who go for theirs. So go hard, go for yours, and remember, let's see. Tom said professionalism has nothing to do with being fake. You can distance yourself from coworkers in a pleasant way without backstabbing them to get ahead. Yeah, well, this conversation had nothing to do with backstabbing or anything like that. You know, professionalism has a lot to do with your presentation. Professionalism doesn't necessarily have anything to do with your work ethic. It can, but you know, professionalism is often something that has to pass the eye test. You said why you immediately go to thug mode. I don't know what you think a thug is, but you can best believe I'm the opposite of it. I know thugs. I don't know if you know thugs, but I'll tell you what a thug ain't. It has nothing to do with how you talk or how you look. Being a thug is definitely the way that you do things. So, you know, it amazes me, like in sports when they have like a young athlete that fails to conform to certain standards or expectations of whatever league he's in, whether it's basketball. Like think about Allen Iverson in his prime, you know, with the cornrows and the gold chains and the tattoos and his association with hip hop. Yeah, they were trying to say that he was a thug. Like, do you know what a thug does? I mean, is he in trouble with the law? Is he running from the cops? Is he violent? Does he haul off and smack people? Does he handle most of his disappointments or frustrations with violence? Does he threaten? I mean, you know, are people afraid of him? Like, that's what a thug is. A thug ain't the way you fucking look. That's internet shit. That's TV and movie shit. That's actor shit. So, you know, we got to work on our synonyms out here. Our synonyms are what's fucking the game up over here. That's what's fucking up things. So yeah, I'm never in thug mode, and I mean ever. You know, but I'll fuck you up if you fuck with me or mine. That's not a thug. Shoot. Bruce Lee wasn't a thug. He was on defense. They tried to jump my man. But anyway, peace to all my day ones, my everydays, and my brand news. I love y'all to death. Resuscitate y'all. I love y'all right back to life. We will be back tomorrow afternoon, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Let's say between 1:30 and 2 o'clock. Can we say that? No later, though. I hope y'all enjoy listening to the show as much as I enjoy broadcasting it. It's always a party. It's always a party. What up, Shell? What up, Shell? What's good? What's good? Good to see you, my dude. So I'll holler at y'all later. Y'all have a great rest of the afternoon. No exceptions. Feel good about what you're doing and how and who you are. Peace. Hit the like button. Share the show. Subscribe to the channel. All right. Thanks for coming through, y'all.